Hello, we're going to do two market shift problems and just example problems. But what you want to do is if you sketch these issues out, it's a lot easier to get. So we've got first one, macaroni and cheese is an inferior good. What would happen to the equilibrium price and quantity of mac and cheese if consumers' income rise? Okay, so that tells us an inferior good is one whose demand falls as income rises. So we know that there's going to be a demand decrease. Okay, so we're just going to sketch that out. We've got our supply and our demand, price here, quantity here. And one thing that might help you is to put a little plus sign right there and a minus sign right there. So it's only the demand curve that we're going to shift here. The supply of macaroni and cheese hasn't changed. Okay, and I'll do this one in green. Okay, so consumers get wealthier. They're not going to want to buy as much mac and cheese, so we're going to shift our demand curve this way. Now we're comparing that with um, our old equilibrium, right? So this was our current price or old price, and then this is our new price. So it's a downward level to the new equilibrium on the price, and then a decrease in quantity. So both equal. Okay, so it's this one, and we just read that right off the graph. Okay, a bit easier there. Okay, second one. What would happen to the equilibrium price and quantity of new cars? Okay, so a couple of things are going to happen. If the price of gasoline rises, so that's a complementary good. It's a good we buy with cars. The price of steel rises, so that's a component price or a material price. Public transportation becomes cheaper and more affordable, and auto workers negotiate higher wages. Okay, so quite a few things here. Okay, so this one, so we'll just draw them in purple here. We'll break it apart. We've got price of gasoline rises. We're going to have a demand decrease. Okay. And then the next one that has to do with demand is this one, public transportation, which is a substitute for driving a car. If that gets cheaper, there's going to be a demand decrease for the new cars, the new car market. So we've got two situations where demand is falling, and then price of steel rises. That's a supply decrease. Okay, so it's going to get more expensive to produce those cars. And then auto workers negotiate higher wages. This is also going to be a supply decrease. So sometimes you might make an argument that there's what are called efficiency wages, where workers get paid more and they work harder, although the jury's kind of out on that. There's depends on what they're producing is going to be what happens there. Okay, so this is a double shift. We've got two supply decreases and two demand decreases. So we don't need to know exactly what's going to happen. We've just got the directions here, okay? So we've got our old situation. Now my recommendation is to draw everything in black, and then I'll do that as P star. And then we're going to take our other colors, so because we're going to have so many different curves here. I'll do this in orange. We're going to have these other colors going on, so we don't want to confuse ourselves. So demand decrease, so we're going to shift the new demand curve to the left. So we've got that one. And then we want a supply decrease, okay? And supply decrease also goes to the left. A good way to remember this is to just think, oh, left is less, okay? So we'll make that a little bit bigger so we can keep it. The computer slowing up there. Now it's not responding. But anyhow, well, while we're waiting for that, this thing I shouldn't have done, we've got our new equilibrium, okay? What do we absolutely know? We absolutely know that the new equilibrium is going to be over to the left. So there's going to be a decrease. You can take a purple one here, and we absolutely can say that there's going to be a decrease in the quantity. What we don't know is the price, okay? And the reason we don't know that is because we don't know which effect is going to be bigger, the demand effect or the supply effect. If the supply effect is bigger, it's going to push the price up because there'll be some sort of new equilibrium right here. If the demand increase is bigger, then it'll be a downward pressure on the price. But we don't actually know that. This particular question is using the word ambiguous. They could also use the word indeterminate. It's another term that we see quite a bit. But so we don't know about price. We do know that quantity is going to fall. Okay, so we can knock out all the ones that so we know it's not that one. We know it's not that one because we don't know what's going to happen to the price. We know that quantity is not going to rise. So we actually know that the quantity is going to fall and the price is ambiguous. So you can practice with these different prompts, but always draw out the graphs and it'll be a little bit easier for you.